All right, Bernard here from Truckmaster CDL. We're now going to go over the trailer. So I have the front of my trailer. I have the front of the trailer, also the side of my trailer from the front to the back. They're all probably mounted secure without any cracks, dents, or holes, and no missing rivets. Also, the front of my trailer should be strong enough to handle the forward movement of any of my cargo. Now, I'm not gonna worry about anything else that I'm looking up on top other than my clearance lights. My clearance light up there is probably mounted secure. It's not cracked, chipped, or broken. It's clean, not missing. It is amber in color. Now I'm gonna talk about my DOT tape. My DOT tape is probably mounted secure. It's clean, it's serviceable. That's all you need to say, but if you wanna say it's not ripped, cut, torn, any of those things, you can also say it. You do need to mention that it should be no less than 50% coverage on the side of the trailer. This is considered 50% coverage. Now, I have my landing gear and the landing pad, landing feet, landing shoe, whichever you wish to call it. I like to call it the pad. My landing gear, landing pad is probably mounted secure. It's not cracked, it's not broken. This is not bent or dented. It's free of any debris. It's currently in what they call the up or the raised position. And it should be able to probably go up and down. Then I have my support arms. All of my support arms are probably mounted secure. They're not cracked, they're not bent, broken, missing. There's no missing nuts and bolts. Now on some of the trails on test day, there may be a bar that stretches from this landing gear to the other side, which we consider the cross member. If you see that, then you'll need to talk about it. Additionally, we don't have one on here, but there sometimes may be a amber colored light on the side of the trailer. If that is going to be considered as a turn signal light. They will accept it if you call it a marker light as well. All right, but the turn signal light, if you have it on there, it's probably mounted secure. It's not cracked, chipped, or broken, clean, not missing. It'll be amber in color, and you're going to have three functions: a left or right turn signal, a four-way flasher, and a marker light. Now you have your cross members. All your cross members underneath from the front to the back of the trailer should be probably mounted secure. They should not be cracked, bent, broken, twisted, or missing. There should also be no missing nuts or bolts. Then you have the floor of the trailer. The floor of the trailer should be probably mounted secure as well. There should be no cracks, no dents, no holes, and it should be strong enough to support the weight of the cargo. Then I have also my chassis or my frame. It should not be cracked. It shouldn't be broken or have any extra holes. No illegal welding. All right. You can also use the word bent. Now I'm going to go inside. I'm going to talk about my brake hoses. All of my brake hoses here should be probably mounted secure at each end with no missing couplings and fittings. There should be no abrasion, bulge, or cuts, and I should not, hear any leaks. Let me go back. I forgot one major thing. My crank handle. All right, my crank handle is also probably mounted secure. It's not cracked, it's not broken with no missing nuts or bolts. It's currently in what they call the stowed or the secure position. All right. If you do make any mistakes, just keep in mind, as long as you haven't hopped inside and do your end cap, you can always go back and go over that item. Now we have the brake chambers. All right, got one here, one on the other side. Both of my brake chambers are probably mounted secure without any cracks, dents, or holes, and I shouldn't hear any leaks. There is a C-clamp as well. The C-clamp is probably mounted secure. It's tight, it's not loose, it's not missing. There's no missing nuts or bolts. Back of your brake chamber, you are going to have your push rod and slack adjuster. For the purpose of this video, we'll wait till we get to the back to go over that. Now I have we have the spring mount. All right, we have one at front and one at the rear. They are both probably mounted secure to the frame. They're not cracked or broken with no missing nuts or bolts. There's also a leaf spring. The leaf springs are probably mounted secure. It's not cracked or broken. It's not scissored or shifted. It should all be probably aligned. And you do need to mention it's probably mounted secure at each end. Then I have my torque arm, which is also probably mounted secure at each end. It's not cracked, it's not bent, broken, or twisted. And there's also a rubber bushing inside. The rubber bushing should be probably mounted secure. It should not be cut, ripped, torn, dry rot, or missing. You shouldn't have any missing nuts and bolts on your torque arm as well. Then I'm going to go to the inside of the rim area. I'm going to be pointing inside on my test day. I'm going to be talking about the brake drum on the inside of the rim area. Brake drum in there is probably mounted secure. It's not cracked or broken with no missing nuts or bolts, and it should be free of any oil, liquid, or debris between the brake drum and the brake shoe in this case on this truck. The brake shoe is properly mounted secure. It's also not cracked or broken, and it should not be worn dangerously thin. You should have no less than a 1/4 inch thickness on your brake pad. Just keep in mind, on some of the trucks, there could be a brake pad, which will be a little bit of a different brake system, but you'll have to inspect your truck. For the purposes of our test, we use brake shoe. Now we have the inner and outer tire walls for both my tires. They're all properly mounted secure to the rim. There should be no abrasions, bulges, or cuts. I should not hear any leaks. My tire tread should be evenly worn. I should have no less than 2 30-second tread depth. In between my tires, it should be free of any debris, any types of foreign objects, or trash. Then also in between my bud rims, there should be no space or daylight. My bud rims are all properly mounted secure. There's no cracks, no dents, no extra holes, and no illegal welds. Then I have all of my lug nuts. All my lug nuts are all properly mounted secure, none missing. They should be properly tightened. If it's too tight, I'm going to be looking for cracks, metal shavings, and distortion around the blowhole and rim area. If it's too loose, I would be looking for rust trails. Then I have both of my valve stems. On test day, if you should have these things on here, do not point to those, just point to the valve stems. That's what you're being tested on. My valve stems are both properly mounted secure. They should not be cracked, bent, or broken. Both the caps are supposed to be there and tight. I shouldn't hear leaks. That is where I take my tire pressure gauge and check my tire pressure. Then I have my hub oil seal. On some of the test trailers, there may be a bulb-shaped line that is counting the mileage. Do not point to that. That is also not a part of your test. Just point to the hub oil seal. The hub oil seal is properly mounted secure. It's not cracked or broken. There's no missing bolts. I shouldn't see any leaks. And if I look through the glass there, I want to make sure that there is adequate or enough oil or fluid in there. Now I go to my, oh, hold on. Okay, yes, I got everything. All right, so now I got my mud flap bracket. My mud flap bracket is probably mounted secure to the floor of the trailer. It's not cracked, it's not broken. There is no missing nuts and bolts. Also, I have the mud flap, which is probably mounted secure to the bracket. It's not cut, it's not ripped, it's not torn. It's not dry rot or missing. It shouldn't be touching my tire. It shouldn't be dragging on the floor. If you would rather use the words, it should have proper clearance instead, that's fine too. All right. Now you have the ABS light. My ABS light is probably mounted secure. It's not cracked, chipped, or broken. It's clean, it's not missing, and it is amber in color. Then I have my marker light. My marker light is probably mounted secure. It's not cracked, chipped, or broken. It's clean, not missing. It is red in color. Now I have all of my clearance lights. All my clearance lights up top, probably mounted secure. They're not cracked, chipped, or broken. Clean, not missing, red in color. Trailer door, probably mounted secure. It's not cracked, it's not broken. There is no missing rivets. Also, there should be no missing door panels. On some of the test trailers, there may be a missing panel. Remember, if you see any damage, if you see something that is missing, you must identify it, all right, and let the tester know. Now you have the wire or cable. All right, those wires or cables should be properly mounted secure. It should not be cut. It should not be frayed, loose or missing. No missing pins there. Then I have my rubber seal. My rubber seal should be properly mounted secure. It should not be cut, cracked, ripped, torn, dry rot, or missing. This will be considered as a door handle. It's probably mounted secure here with no missing bolts, and it is currently in the lock position. My door should be able to open and close or go up and down, however you wish to say that. Now I have my brake lights. All my brake lights are properly mounted secure. They're not cracked, chipped, or broken. They're clean, they're not missing, they're red in color. I have 4 functions: left and right turn signal, 4-way flasher, marker light, and brake lights. Then I have DOT tape here. My DOT tape should be clean and serviced. However, this one is ripped, it's torn. All right, it is missing. However, it should be at 100% coverage, which this is what that would be considered. Now, I did say I was going to hold out on talking about the push rod and slack adjuster, so here we are. The push rod is on the bottom here, and then this would be the slack adjuster. All right, both push rod and slack adjuster are probably mounted secure. They're not cracked, they're not broken. There's no missing pins. Again, they're held together with the clevis pin, cotter pin, and with my brakes released, I should not be able to pull no more than 1 inch on my push rod. Now, on test day again, I would suggest you take a look at your side area, look underneath, make sure you have not forgotten anything. The only thing that is different on this side of your trailer is going to be the doors, or you may have just one door. Now, when you come on this side, if you have two doors, what you're going to do is you're going to say my doors, and then you will point to one and just work on talking about that one. So with the doors, should be properly mounted secure, no cracks, dents, or holes. If the door has rivets, no missing rivets. You're going to have rubber seals. They're all properly mounted secure, not cut, ripped, torn, dry rot, or missing. You're going to have handles. The handle's properly mounted secure. It's not cracked, it's not broken. If it has screws, no missing screws. If it has bolts, no missing bolts. It's going to be in a lock position, but your door should be able to open and close. Lastly, you also talk about all your rubber seals, probably mounted secure, not cut, ripped, torn, dry rot, and missing. And then also one more thing, which is your hinges. Your hinges should be probably mounted secure. It shouldn't be cracked or broken with no missing screws or pins, and also strong enough to support the weight of your door or your doors. At that time, you would then be done speaking about your trailer.